Hey guys, welcome back to Bits of an Artist's Life. This is Sandy. I am thrilled that you guys liked last week's art haul. I heard from so many of you guys, and there's a lot of you guys that are new here, so I wanted to say welcome. Also, I had a chunk of footage from last week that was supposed to be in last week's video, but the video got kind of long, so I thought I'm going to pull that out and put it in this week's video. I wanted to test out that paper from the large Moleskine A3 sketchbooks for you guys. So I did a painting in that sketchbook, and I took one of Mary Fedden's paintings and made it my own, but I painted in that sketchbook, really testing out the paper. So I wanted to show that to you guys. So we're going to do that in this video. Then at the end of the video, I wanted to share a couple of exciting things that have gone on and are going to be going on, but things that I wanted to tell you about. Okay, I have heard from so many of y'all that y'all have bought the A3 Jumbo sketchbook. I mean, so many of y'all that I'm kind of like, did y'all save me any? I'm glad I've got two because I have a feeling there are like none left. But that's okay. You guys are enjoying them. Here's the other thing I've been hearing from a ton of you guys on. That you're excited about the sketchbook, but you're nervous about it because it's big. I'm sure it's partly because it's big and partly also it's not like it's super cheap, right? But listen, guys, you cannot be fearful of that. You've got to just get in there and just, you've got to remember it's just a sketchbook. And listen, it's really well priced sketchbook for the amount of pages you get. You get a ton of pages. So just get in there and make a mess. I mean, why buy the thing if you are not going to enjoy it and have fun? Mary's book is falling off my lap. I'm gonna sit over here. Please guys, when you get the sketchbook, would you just get in there and make a mess? Do a couple pages where you just try out your mediums, just mess it up. In fact, let me grab it. One of the things that I've been doing is just smushing paint all over the front. Like at the end of the day where I'm taking a break and I've got paint all over my hands, instead of smushing it all over my clothes, I've been putting it on here. I've been writing quotes on there. Just go on and mess up the cover so then it already tells your brain before you get in it, this is a place to make a mess and have fun. Let it be a place for you to practice playing, moving like a child, not thinking about things. So that way when you go to paint on something, whether it's a canvas or paper that is large, that feels a little more official and maybe something you would sell, you've already got the place where you've played and tried things out. That is the space for me where I go, if I'm like, I wonder, I just do it. I don't wonder anymore, I just try it out. I wonder what it would look like if I did this. And then I just do it. And it really doesn't matter if I mess it up because I've got another page. So please, don't fear the sketchbook. Please, just get in there, get into you. I want to have fun. I mean, this life is short. Why are we fearing a sketchbook? Please just enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it because I'm not going to be able to enjoy it anymore because there's not going to be any left. You know I'm just joking with you guys. I'm very glad that you guys are excited about them and that you're getting them and that you're going to try them out. What I want to do now is jump into this footage of trying out the pages. And I played around with some medium. I really wanted to play. I didn't get as playful as what I wanted to get. It was going to be a multi-medium page and I think I used 2 mediums. Does that count as multi? Anyways, let's jump into this footage, and then at the end I want to tell you some more of my thoughts because I've had these Moleskine A3 sketchbooks for a while and I have played and played. I have tested them to the brink and I want to fill you in a little more on that. I'm kind of now wanting to like paint something. I think what I'm gonna do, I think I wanna take one of Mary Fedden's paintings, and I've picked this one. I don't know yet what medium I wanna use, but I basically wanna use this as my inspiration and do a big version in here to try out this paper. So I don't know if I'm gonna do paint. Maybe I'll just play around with doing mixed media. I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna first start off with some of my acrylic inks. I really want this to feel like a sketch. I wanna get some big blocks of color down like she has, and then maybe go back over with some of my other stuff. I really want it to feel like, what's it called? Like multi mixed media. Yeah, I never do that, so I'm gonna try doing that. Better go get some big brushes. And to have her book on the floor, hoping that I won't ruin it. I'm gonna use some of my Chinese brushes. I would really like her book right in front of me, but I don't have enough space to keep it safe. Oh, I'm so excited. I may use this whole bottle of red ink just on this. This paper is definitely feeling like it can take some abuse, and I am so thankful for that. Wow, how about this red? Way to go, Mary, choosing that red. Ooh, now I want to go in with my black and get some of these big shapes that she had. And I'm going to leave, I think I'm going to leave that red on my brush because I think that could be interesting. In fact, she has some darker red. I'm gonna just mix that in. That's gonna be perfect, yeah. And then plus, I'm not trying to like, replicate this. I'm just using her painting as inspiration. And I would also like never sell this because that's just not, whoops. That's not how Mary did it. Let's see if she used this. Yeah, because that's not how you should do things, like if you, man, you do learn a lot. Sorry, I'm not completing the sentence. I'm so enjoying this. You do learn a lot about a painting when you are trying to replicate it. Wow, because look at this. She's got this shape of a table here. I didn't even realize that before. Wow. Guys, I can tell I'm gonna have so much fun in this sketchbook. Wow. One of the things that's interesting about Mary Fedden is she really liked to work kind of monochromatic. It's really interesting because if you look at her paintings, they look very colorful, but there's a video that's out that you can purchase on Vimeo about Mary Fedden. Highly recommended. I love it, and you get to see her working in all the different mediums that she works in. But it's in that video that I learned she really likes monochromatic kind of stuff. She doesn't like using a lot of colors, and she also isn't drawn to paintings with a lot of color, which is mind-blowing because if you look at her paintings, you think color. So this is going to be really interesting because this one is very monochromatic, and that is not how I work at all. What's nice about kind of copying somebody's work is that you learn a lot about things that you just don't even think that you're going to learn about, but you definitely learn about value, composition, design, scale, those kinds of things. Now again, you cannot be like selling that kind of work, but it's really helpful when you are just, I don't know, it's just a great method of learning, and artists have been doing that for forever as a learning sorry, I keep looking down because I'm looking at her book. It's on the floor. This is taking like forever to dry. As I was sitting here thinking about this, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end up doing this entire thing in this ink. I am not a like multi-medium kind of person. I don't know why that is. I mean, I want to use other things. I'm just not, I don't know why that's not my thing. I think I'm going to start getting some of the other objects in, but I do think I'm going to use this ink. I don't know. What should I do? I'm going to use the ink. Okay, so she's basically got like a muted, like yellow and a tan. She's got a purple in there. Right now I'm just kind of laying some shapes down that she has. She's got an interesting shape here of this white. Ooh, it meets to this corner. Okay, I like that. Love the shape that she has right here for this. It's a very good shape. So you can tell as you're like looking at stuff or reproducing stuff of hers, she wasn't interested like with this in the shape being accurate or like the right angle, but she was interested in the shape being pleasing to the eye. Let's get some of these grapes. This is not exactly the color I would have chosen. I need to muddy it up some, but let's see if I can Just add some yellow to it. Okay, she had like a tan. I need to get that more tan. I don't really have a tan. Okay, well, I'm just gonna make it work with what I have. Then it'll be more my painting. She often used this like tan kind of color, brownie stuff it's just not part of my color palette at all. I gotta tell you this, I was looking at this area, I could tell there was some kind of something going on over here in her painting, and there's a hidden fruit. She does that sometimes. She would have like these fruits. You wouldn't even like really know about it until you looked really close. So I just love that. So here's another example. A lot of these were hard for me to find until I like really looked, but here's another hidden fruit one. It's interesting, she's got a tangent going on there. Those two things touching. Look guys, here's another hidden fruit. I didn't even notice it until I was editing this video. Look at this fun painting. I was trying to say this in my last video and I got all tongue-tied. But one of the things that I'm trying to do is what Mary Fedden did. Paint from life, but then also play with whimsical elements. I mean, a zebra and a volcano in the background. So she made that up. And then look at how these things, these elements of a corn, and I think these may be cherries or something, but they all look like they're kind of swimming with the fish. There's just a playfulness and whimsicalness that I really love about her work. And then right here we have some more hidden fruit. It's not as hidden as some of the other examples, but I think it's still meant to be that kind of in the background kind of thing. So that's gonna be my hidden fruit right there. I love it. Don't be afraid to get your fingers in there. I've been using my fingers so much more lately to paint. It's just a really fun experience. It keeps things loose and it's a nice way to just kind of smear paint around. Here I'm just dipping into that wet paint with my finger, and then here in a second I'm going to just be taking my finger and using it straight from the paintbrush, which is, I don't know, sometimes once you just start that it's hard to stop because it's so tactile and you realize what nice, unique marks you can get. Okay, I'm gonna bring these in. I'm liking where this painting's going, but so I may mess it up. I'm gonna put these on the floor and grab some of them. Wow, this is still wet. Okay, things are still drying. I think I'm getting close to being done, and I was going to go back in with a dark here, but I think I'm going to try this Neo color and see if I can get some different texture. So I'm probably going to shake you guys. Sorry about that. I mean, I want a really nice dark because that's what she has. As my eyes adjust, I'm seeing more and more. I mean, I feel like I could continue going. It's so interesting how this very simplistic painting of hers looks so simple, but there's so many layers to it. Anytime I do like kind of a copy of somebody's work, I like to write that someplace. Maybe I'll put the date here and then something here. Wowzeroo, guys, that was a load of fun. So let's take a look at this. But let's, oh wow, look at that. It really went through. Okay. I guess I got a little too crazy with that. Okay, let's check this side. And it went through here too, but it didn't go too bad through here. Okay. Well, I don't really understand why it went through so much right there. It almost feels wet still. I think it may be, maybe that's out. Okay, well, there it is. I'm really happy with it. It was really fun to work on this big scale. I'm thrilled with it. So yeah, I hope you like it. All right, guys, I have tested and tested. I mean, I've been playing like nobody's business in this jumbo sketchbook. Used everything from paint to, I don't know, everything. This is the second one that I've bought. I wanted to show you guys too. Let's see if you can see. So there's the cover just down. I've filled this one up about halfway. And there's a tiny bit of buckling with these pages, but I mean, guys, not much at all. And I load up the paint. The other thing I've been doing with these sketchbooks, so I've been playing around with my Neocolor 2, the water soluble ones, and like just using my fingers, like painting the whole thing with my fingers and really the paper. And this stuff's holding up. I mean, I'm just amazed at the amount of, insert word, whatever that means, that this paper will take, even though it is thin and it is gloriously smooth. I love a good smooth paper. If you've worked in watercolor but not used like smooth paper before, you really need to try it out because it's quite an experience. And the paint sits on top, so you get much more vibrant colors. Anyways, if you've been following me over on Instagram, you've been seeing a lot of this. So make sure you follow me over there. The other reason I want you to follow me over on Instagram is because that is where, especially in the stories area, is where I announce things. So I wanted to tell you about one of the things I've already announced over there, and if you didn't hear, I wanted to tell you about it. I did my second podcast interview with Authentic Obsessions, and I asked my friend Mel Chadwick to join me in that interview, because the interview was going to be all on sketchbooks. So that's what we did. Mel and I talked about the things we use, how we deal with other people being around, and kind of the awkwardness of that or the stress of that. I mean, you name it, and we talk about it. I'm also in the future going to be doing a full video here all about sketchbooks. I want to share all my thoughts, all the things that I didn't necessarily get to share in that interview in a cohesive bundle for you guys. But that interview is really good, and you get to hear about Mel. She goes out in the landscape way more than I do, and she's got some new videos also up on her website where she goes out, so definitely go check that out. I'm going to put some links below of the podcast interview and of Mel's channel also. The second thing I want to tell you about, I've been invited to do a workshop in Kentucky sometime in the fall. All the details haven't been worked out yet, but I'm pretty excited about it because I've been thinking about getting back into workshops. Well, not into workshops. I've taught before, but I have not done workshops. Been thinking about that and how I want to approach it because I want it to be a little bit unique. There's going to be 15 to 20 slots. I know they're going to be opening it up to their like members first and then to the public. Over on Instagram is where I will be announcing those things and announcing when like things like that open up for you to be able to sign up for. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, taking one of my workshops, make sure to go follow me over there. And I will be announcing things here. It's just sometimes I feel like they're a little delayed, or I don't know, Instagram's a little more. Anyways, that's all I want to say about that. Let me know if you are enjoying your A3 Moleskine, and you see if there's anything. I can't think of anything else. Oh, I know. I'll see you back here next week, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Bye.